It's one of the saddest, strangest, and most predictable updates in the ongoing saga of Katie Price. Because this week, Katie finally admitted something many people have seen coming for years. She says her life has become sad and lonely. She says she's cut almost everyone out. And she says she's left with just a tiny handful of friends after going through what she calls her personal breakdown. But here's the twist that so many people are pointing out right now. Yes, it's lonely. Yes, it's sad. And yes, Katie admits she barely trusts anyone. But the question hanging over all of this is brutally simple. Did she choose this? Because after decades of chaos, constant fallouts, public rants, explosive relationship drama, money scandals, court cases, friendship implosions, and endless feuds, is it any wonder that so many people walked away? Before we go deeper, make sure you subscribe. We post new videos every week, and you don't want to miss what's coming next. Katie Price sat down with Closer UK and opened up in a way she rarely does. She said the world feels sad and lonely. She said she looks at the people in her life and wonders, why are they actually your friend? She said she has trust issues. And honestly, that part is understandable. She's been burned, used, betrayed, judged, and exploited in the press more times than we can count. But then she said something else. After her breakdown in 2021, she cut out everyone she had a question mark about. She moved house, she rebuilt her world, and now she claims she only has a handful of people left, mainly Carrie Katona. And this is where the conversation gets uncomfortable. Because yes, it is sad. Isolation is sad. Losing trust is sad. Feeling alone is sad. But there is a difference between loneliness and consequences. And the truth is, Katie Price has spent years creating the very chaos she now says she's trying to escape. She has fallen out with friends, managers, family, colleagues, and partners. She's blasted people publicly, dragged private drama onto podcasts, screamed betrayal every time someone doesn't agree with her, and turned almost every relationship into a headline. For so long, she has lived in a storm of her own making. So when she says she cut people off because she had a question mark about them, many people think those people also had a question mark about her. And who can blame them? Look at the pattern. Every year or two, a new downfall, a new fallout, a new era, a new meltdown, a new comeback, a new feud. It's exhausting to watch. Imagine living inside it. And here's the strange irony. Katie says cutting people out was the best thing she ever did. And maybe she's right. Because for once in her life, she isn't surrounded by people who feed the chaos. She isn't surrounded by hangers-on, party crew, opportunists, or people who love watching her self-destruct. And that could be the healthiest thing she's done in years. But the loneliness, the sadness, the emptiness, that's not because she cut people out. That's because the chaos still hasn't left her. Because wherever Katie goes, the chaos follows. Look at the people close to her now. Carrie Katona is loyal, yes, but she is also someone who has lived a very loud, very messy, very public life. So when Katie says she only has a handful of friends, and Carrie is the closest one left, you start to realize she hasn't escaped the chaos at all. She's just narrowed it down, and it's not just friendships. Katie has been going through feuds on every front, with ex-partners, with co-parents, with her own children, with their partners, and with other celebrities. She's blasted Jodie Marsh, she's blasted Mylene Klass, she's blasted Emily, she's blasted Peter, she's blasted Kieran, and now she's upset with her own daughter Princess for staying silent during their family drama. Katie said she doesn't agree with Princess choosing not to comment about the feud between her parents. Katie feels Princess should speak up. She says Princess should tell the truth. But here's the thing. Princess is 18. She is trying to start her own career, her own identity, her own life. She does not want to be dragged into the circus that has followed her mother for decades. She doesn't want to take sides. She doesn't want more headlines. And many people think that's the healthiest thing she could possibly do. But Katie sees the silence as betrayal. And that right there tells you everything you need to know about how relationships break down around her. Because silence is not betrayal. Silence is protection. Silence is peace. Silence is stability. But for Katie, silence is rejection. This is why people walk away. This is why people stay away. This is why relationships crumble around her. It's not because she's unlovable. It's not because she's evil. It's because she's chaotic. And chaos is exhausting. Yet despite all of this, there is still a human being underneath the headlines. A mother who genuinely loves her kids. A woman who has been through breakdowns, trauma, addiction, public scrutiny, and pressure that most people will never understand. She's been mocked, shamed, stalked by press, attacked, ridiculed, and dragged through the mud her entire adult life. Some of the criticism has been brutal and deeply unfair. Some of the things she's lived through would break anyone. So yes, it is lonely. And it is sad. And she does deserve support. But she also has to take responsibility for the way she blows up bridges behind her and then wonders why nobody is crossing back. And here's the deeper question. Will this loneliness be the thing that finally makes Katie Price change? Because cutting people out is one thing. Looking inward is something else entirely. Katie says she's trying to protect herself, but maybe the real protection she needs is from her own patterns, her own impulses, her own tendency to explode every time she feels misunderstood. After 25 years of fame, the most shocking twist isn't the surgeries, the scandals, the breakups, or the bankruptcies. The most shocking twist is how little has changed. Because every time she reaches a breaking point, she blames the people around her. And every time the dust settles, the same story repeats itself. And that brings us to the hardest part of all. The tiny flicker of sympathy buried inside this chaos. Because loneliness can be a wake-up call. Sometimes losing people, even temporarily, can be the only thing that forces you to rebuild your life differently. Cutting people out might not be the solution, but it might be the start of one. If she uses this moment to change, if she uses this quiet to reflect, if she uses this loneliness to reset instead of rage, only time will tell. But one thing is clear. Whenever there is drama, whenever there is conflict, whenever there is chaos, the same name sits at the center of the storm, Katie Price. And this time, she's finally admitting the cost. Let me know what you think in the comments. Is this a turning point for Katie, or just the start of another chapter in the never-ending saga? Make sure you subscribe for more deep dive celebrity stories and turn on notifications so you never miss a video.